The morning in the Crimean Park Taigan began as usual. The sun slowly rose above the horizon, painting the sky in soft shades of pink and orange. Birds chirped in the treetops, and a gentle breeze carried the scent of spring flowers. But for the park's inhabitants, this day became special, sad and touching at the same time. It was the day when the elephant Magda said goodbye to her friend Jenny, who had passed away a few days earlier. Jenny and Magda were more than just friends. They were family. They were bound by years spent together, trials, joys, and sorrows. They had been through a lot: circus arenas, long journeys, new places, and new people. But they always stayed together, supporting each other through the toughest moments. Their story began many years ago when they first met in the circus. Jenny and Magda ended up in the circus as calves. They were brought from different parts of the world, but fate brought them together in the same troupe. At first, they simply lived side by side, but gradually a strong friendship developed between them. Elephants are social animals, and it is important for them to have someone they can trust. Jenny and Magda became each other's support. Circus life was not easy. Training, performances, constant travel, it all took its toll. But Jenny and Magda always found solace in each other's company. They stood side by side in cramped cages, shared food, and supported each other when the world around them seemed too cruel. One day, an incident occurred during a performance. Jenny, frightened by a loud noise, panicked and nearly injured the trainer. After this incident, it was decided to send them to a sanctuary. That's how, in 2021, Jenny and Magda ended up in the Tangan Park. Taigan became a true salvation for them. There were no cages, no training, and no noisy audiences. Instead, there were spacious enclosures, fresh air, and caring staff. For the first time in many years, Jenny and Magda felt free. They could walk, play, and simply enjoy life. But even in this paradise, their bond remained unbreakable. They always stayed together, eating, bathing, and sleeping side by side. The park staff often observed how Magda gently hugged Jenny with her trunk, and how Jenny touched Magda's forehead in response. It was more than friendship. It was love, loyalty, and a deep emotional connection. Everything changed when Jenny fell ill. Urolithiasis, a condition common among elephants in captivity, began to sap her strength. Despite all the efforts of the veterinarians, Jenny's condition worsened. Magda sensed this. She became even more attentive to her friend, staying close and offering support. In her final days, Jenny could barely stand. Magda spent all her time by her side, hugging her with her trunk and softly rumbling. It seemed as though she understood that their time together was coming to an end. The park staff, watching this scene, couldn't hold back their tears. They knew that Jenny would soon be gone, and they feared how Magda would cope with the loss. Jenny passed away in early March. Her body was left in the enclosure so that Magda could say goodbye. What happened next touched the hearts of everyone who witnessed it. Magda stayed by her friend's side for hours. She hugged her with her trunk, touched her forehead, and tried to wake her. She didn't want to believe that Jenny was gone. The park staff tried to approach, but Magda wouldn't let them. She was protecting her friend, as if hoping she could bring her back. It was a heartbreaking sight. A strong, proud animal, who had always seemed so independent, now looked helpless and lost. Magda couldn't come to terms with the loss. She continued to stand by Jenny's side until the sun began to set. This scene, captured on camera, served as a reminder of how deep the emotional bonds between animals can be. People often forget that animals are capable of feeling, loving, and grieving. They experience loss just as we do. The story of Jenny and Magda is not just a tale of friendship between two elephants. It is a story of loyalty, love, and the pain of loss. It makes us think about how we as humans treat the animals we have domesticated. Are we doing enough for their happiness? Do we respect their feelings enough? After Jenny was taken away, Magda struggled to recover. She wandered around the enclosure, as if searching for her friend. The park staff did everything they could to support her. They gave her extra attention and offered her favorite treats, but Magda remained despondent. Weeks passed before she began to slowly return to her normal life, but even now, after some time, she sometimes stops and looks in the direction where Jenny used to stand. It seems she still remembers her friend. The story of Jenny and Magda has become a symbol of love and loyalty. It reminds us that animals are not just creatures that live alongside us. They feel, love, and suffer. They are capable of deep emotions that we as humans